Hey everyone, and welcome back to Jaraci Cup 4. Going to be continuing coverage now of the group stage as we have a game between myself here as the Soban and AGameAnx as the Galzian. The monster himself from Lithuania. He, yes, the homeworld ending is very nice on our URL though. He's definitely the best player in the scene at the moment. I think it was a little bit more debatable at the end of JC3, but after the long hiatuses over like the Christmas break and stuff, he's definitely come back as, I think, the best player at the moment. Games between him and Discar are always pretty exciting, but games with him, I don't feel terribly confident, I've got to say. And that kind of influenced the pick ban here just a little bit. I picked Soban for game 2, he picked Galzian, and then I picked the Boneyard as the map. Now, I don't want to do Shallows because my kind of funny build that I do on the Shallows just... It's honestly too coin flippy, it doesn't seem to work against people who know what's going on. And then for game 2, he picked Galzian, I picked Galzian, and then he picked GT Alt, which I think is quite a nice pick because he's expecting me to go for some kind of, how do you say, go for some really kind of cheesy eco plays, which I tend to do these days, and punish me, but I actually had something in mind for that series, or that map, that is. We'll get there when we get there. For this moment, it is going to be SC first. Gonna go 6 up here, not 8 up. We had some discussions about which one of those was actually better a little bit after this, but at the moment I definitely believe 8 up or 6 up was the best one to do in patch. I'm not totally sure anymore. No, this is still a group stage between A-Game and myself. My first bracket games with Fear, I was gonna play them on stream today, but actually he couldn't make it in the end, so we're probably gonna do it tomorrow. Moving my carrier out a little bit too early here. It's somewhat awkward, but it'll be fine. It's not like some North Korean village will be slaughtered over this. Maybe just a couple seconds of eco delay. Still though, don't do this. This is bad. You want to move out like that as the SC is coming out, but this is just a little bit too soon. Probe gonna see the PC in this position. That's kind of a tell he's going ref mode first. It is true. Yeah. I still believe that. I mean, obviously he's going ref mode first here, right? But I mean, that's quite risky because I don't know that until after I've already committed to making 8 here. So I mean, you're correct. Even if that is more efficient, we need to check that. That's not a done deal. Now, if you remember, I'm trying to think. I think it was Jaraci Cup 3. I played Soban throughout the better part, I think, of the upper bracket, if you remember those days. And what I was really interested in then was these kind of timing attacks. You know, you could like pop out at just the right moment and, you know, do some serious damage to your opponent. By the way, I know about the scanner. That's going to come into play in just a second. But that was my idea here, so I have another sport cruiser queued up that's going to unlock the carrier, and you could move on to a third base from here. But my plan is to just go straight up into my opponent and kill him right off. To that end, it's very nice for me. He's taking a soul chip fab. That's obviously, you know, not what he's going to need in this kind of scenario, and I should get this artifact out. So these are good things for me. A-Game gonna pick up an artifact of his own now. Going to attempt to slide that one off to the extraction zone, and obviously I don't have any field presence at all, so it's not like I'm gonna stop that anytime soon. Carrier production coming out for me. Before rail fab, I'm not sure if that's the right choice, but I guess we'll find out. This is the big problem though. You'll notice I'm at fleet cap here. Now I have power and ALMs. What I ought to do is just put an ALM right there, and then we'll tell A-Game, okay, look, you can't have scouting on what I'm doing with my carrier here, but instead I'm relying on the rails of the carrier to kill it. But I mean, that means A-Game is seeing the carrier moving out all the way over here, so this is kind of silly. Like, I obviously shouldn't be doing this. Immediately, he knows the response, he texts rail fab. He doesn't have another PC on the way, which is probably good for him, so he's just gonna build rails. That's all he needs at this point. Probably getting power reserves as well would be nice for him. This is also somewhat suboptimal. I'm allowing these skimmers to get in here and attack the main. This is one reason why these timing attacks are very fragile to your opponent, you know, being more proactive across the field. So this support cruiser is going to start taking some damage. You can see I delete the targeting jammer there, set the, what's it called anyway? The LAV has a clear path over to the area that's got to be in. This is probably why tech is better first, because now we have the tech, but we still can't make the units. Now, this could be an elaborate fake for all A-Game knows, where like I push out, show him that I'm pushing out, and then I back up onto my third base. That would actually have been pretty snazzy. That's not the case here. So AGame's going to be taking power 1. Carrier is in the hood just about now. We have some rails coming out. And this is still possible, but if we hadn't given AGame such a clear tell that we were doing this, and we'd made these LAVs a little bit sooner to try and hold our base, this would probably be a lot better for us. Now he sees that we're here, that's the confirmation. He's building heavy rails himself. Big problem for us though is we don't have mag accelerator just yet, so taking power 1 is probably not a good option here. I think we need to be getting the mag accelerator upgrade because we're going to be getting into a fight now that requires high DPS. Base runner is produced as well. The idea here is to, I believe, get this artifact out when we have field control after having killed those LAVs. Thing is, we still have high ground here, but these rails haven't exposed themselves till probably they take their first shot. Oh, I see. The base runner actually came out and put down a targeting jammer. It didn't seem to really do anything, though. Power 2 getting teched here. Again, mag accelerator, it's right there. That probably would have been the better option. I have the money for it as well, so I'm gonna kind of doubt my own action there. I feel like that was not the right move. I also really need to be targeting rails here. There we go. My micro's okay. I'm not really losing rails that way, but this is starting to look just kind of fumbled, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe it's a push that can work, but it's not really being executed terribly well. I also have a rally point here. I think that comes into play. Oh no, it looks like I'm on top of that. But mag accelerator here really is kind of necessary. This is still okay though. Yeah, they do, right? Very little damage. Like, this is still okay, because we're sort of bullying this carrier a little bit here. If we had the targeting jammer now, this would be a lot more impactful. You can imagine putting that down right there would be pretty nasty. But with mag accelerator already, I think we probably would have taken this fight right here. And so you can see, like, this carrier power is nice, but it probably was better allocated into getting the mag accelerator. Things are still, like, kind of okay in this fight, but it's probably slipping out of our control here. The more damage this carrier takes, of course, AGame can slowly heal it, but we can't. We did kill his base runner? No, we didn't. Okay, so his base runner is still out on the field, and that's also probably going to hurt us. Speaking of which, our base runner really had no business staying there. Probably should have come back, pick up the artifact, and head out. It's difficult to cast games that you've played because it's easy to, like, use fatalistic terms, and then your audience kind of knows, like, what's going to happen, but LEVs wanted to punish the base runner here, but now, you know, with the Sandscammers coming up on our carrier, we kind of think we need to go back there, so. No, it looks like I'm going to fight the base runner first. But this is quite bad, make no mistake. We can't have any more rails, basically, here, because they're just going to get killed by the Sandscammers. His carrier's health is higher than mine right now. Although a bit of an awkward power distribution, he's not actually shooting at me at all. Which, you know, that's fine by me, I can stay that way. We could try and pull off now. That's perhaps still an option. You know, do you think we could kill this PC if we backed away through it? It's possible, right? Yeah, I kind of feel like we could maybe kill this PC. I don't know, though. If that were possible, then backing away from this would honestly still be an option, I think. We are going to kill this base burner finally, which is good for us. Looks like AGame wasn't even really paying attention to it. He just left it there. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna kill this PC here. Yeah, I agree with that, but I mean, at this point, he only has one production left, which is this PC over here. So I think at this point, if we drive off to there, actually, we have a pretty good chance at this, don't we? AGame's got money for another PC, but I don't know if he wants to build it in this scenario. Because we can get up here, kill this PC, and then we could just leave. I mean, we could just run away. And what would he do about it? Yeah, that's definitely true. I think though the move is to come out here, take out this PC, and then just, like, you know, nope out of there. He could chase if he wanted to with power, but we'd be building rails the whole way through, and I don't think it'd be good for him. We are gonna pull him off the base here. Damage is starting to be done to the PC here. Now, I think he was building an assault ship for a second. It's probably better, honestly. But I think our carrier needs to be moving out now, because we're actually starting to take... Oh yeah, okay, he did build an assault chip, yeah. So I think the carrier needs to come out here, and we need to use that against the PC. And then you're probably right as well to like stop building rails, because if we tech power, it's going to be more impactful here. His PC beginning to flee now, so our opponent doesn't really have any money income, but as opposed to some other kind of income, I don't know what I meant by that. But he's already winning, I think, in like with respect to carrier power. Now we need to be flocking a bit more, like move this guy here type of deal. But I don't know, I'm thinking if I just hunted down production and then left, we probably could still have won this game. I really didn't want to be on this hill here, that was another thing. Although, I wanted to be on the hill if I was going to fight, but... I didn't like how my carrier was just like, kind of... I wonder who wins, but... Yeah, I know, like I said, it's difficult to cast yourself, there's no suspense at all, you know? This is a very good use of self-healing, by the way, it's kind of... You don't often see people really cognizant of that ability. But at this point, winning the game is pretty unlikely. Obviously, we're going to have damage start to be done to our main and our second, and we can't really fight that. He has power 1, but he also has 2 artifacts to my 1, so that's equivalent to power 2 in this scenario. So we're even, basically. You know, I actually think so. Well, do you remember right at the beginning when I had the base runner throw out the targeting jammer? That didn't do anything, but later there was a moment where it could have been super impactful. And also, he could have easily gotten this artifact here, and then maybe even this next one too. He didn't have any field control for some time there. So AGameAnx will take game 1 here, but I think, yeah, I think I had a lot of opportunities actually to take it, despite my opponent seeing it when I just drove through the scanner. And that's very interesting. That makes me think that this game actually was kind of a big throw by me. I didn't really have that opinion of it at the time. I thought it was just kind of like I tried something kind of whack and it didn't work. But I think I actually kind of had this one in the bag. That's curious. Bozo throw. Spam the bozo throw emote in chat, man. Alright, game 2 here, going to be on Galzian territories. This is the GVG, of course. Once I knew, by the way, that A-Game picked Galzian, I was very comfortable picking it myself. I like GVG. I don't really enjoy, CVG as much, I don't think. So that's one reason why I didn't pick it in game 1, where I have the first faction pick. Why not? I think, I don't know, I just kind of feel somewhat incompetent in CVG, in kind of a weird way. Hopefully that doesn't sound, you know, terribly self-demeaning. Something about it is just, like, always escaping me. I'm not totally sure what it is. In GVG, I think I understand things much better. Yes, you know, because I'm always winning since I'm the Galzian player, I feel bad about CVG, right? That's definitely not the case. I wish it were true. But I have it in mind, I think I mentioned at the beginning of the last game, this is a good map pick because it is a small map that he can attack me early, but I have it in mind actually to be the aggressor first. So he's getting Skimmer Fab first as well, but CVG, GVC, what does it really mean, man? Yes, though, technically, I guess. Anyway, Soul Chip Fab going to be the choice for me, and as I move my PC out across the field. Now, if my opponent sees this early and he gets Rail Fab, he should be completely fine. But that is what remains to be seen. Yes, me as Galzian in these scenarios. I think my probe placement is slightly better here, because obviously any vision you get up there is a little bit wasted. Is his like behind a hill? No. Yeah, so you probably should be putting this a little further back, but that's a small deal. That doesn't really impact the game terribly much. Now he has the money for Rail Fab. I imagine he gets that right away. There it is. And the first little Sandskimmer scuffles are going to go on here. He does have the numbers advantage by just one. So this is a fight that you can easily lose. Got to be a little careful here. I have Assault Ship Fab in 12 seconds, but I don't want to build another Sandskimmer because obviously I'm at 16. So this allows me to build 3 Assault Ships before getting Fleet Cap, which is kind of like the magic number. Assault Ship Fabrication is going to begin immediately for me. I also get the Armor Tech. I'm okay with taking a fight here that I can't win, actually, because if it allows me to get in there with the Assault Ships, that's all I need. I mean, I should actually be worried about him moving by here because Heavy Rails can siege down the carrier, but at least, you know, that's unlikely to happen quickly. And so my PC coming through here is probably more scary than his because the immediate damage to his eco is quite, yeah, this game. Discara was very, very mad at me on stream for how this turns out. Anyway, the damage here is immediate and on the eco, so he has to kind of respond to it. So he's going to come back here producing Assault Rails. But I want you to pay attention to the speed number on the Assault Ship and the speed number on the Production Cruiser. Right, I know where his PC is. Now, this is just a very simple mistake that should never really be made, I don't think, but I have vision on this PC, I know where it is. Where else is he going to produce a unit that can fight me? Right, so if I just, you know, if I just move onto this PC, I should just win the game, right? Because eventually I'll kill it, there's no way you can hold off. Instead, we're getting diverted rather badly by these Assault Rails. Earlier we had opportunities to jump on him, but we didn't. We have 3 Assault Ships, I mean, this is, you know, this is quite a serious force here. If we can kill this PC, this game is essentially over. I don't really think... Unless something insane happens, he manages to jump on ours as well, you know, we're gonna win. So this is, I think, the moment where things kind of slip, is, look, we turn back. We shouldn't do that, we should just chase him. He's already on, like, half HP. It's okay, though. We can definitely still win a game like this. But yeah, Discara was very mad at this point already. I mean, it's easy as well, I would say, as the caster to see these things, so... It's very instrumental for me, like, watching myself play a game like this, it's so easy to see what the mistake here is. Whereas, you know, playing it, you don't have that feeling. There's so much more, feeling, and you can get scared and stuff like that. That doesn't happen, you know, in, that doesn't happen in, casting, so... It's very easy to see these things during a cast. Now, we're still gonna get good damage, let's keep note of that, though. So, 2 Salvagers gonna go down here already. To check the units lost tab, I believe this is also fairly good for us. We can leave these guys here, we can just sort of chill. And our PC can get out of here. You know, we're not gonna lose a PC here or anything like that. You want to see units lost in 3 minutes? Yes, well, that means Discara understands already how I tend to play this game. I just can't leave it alone. Ref mode probably should be started for me already, but, you know, we'll see. He's not started on his yet, so... he's saving up for it a lot better than I am, though. But you see, I'm kind of obsessed with this idea of poking and trying to get a bit more damage. I was playing some games on stream earlier, I think like 2 days ago, that didn't go very well for me when I tried like Assault Ship first openers. And it kind of made me realize, so check out this cheeky Assault Rail snipe, by the way. Hold up, which one actually costs more? I'm not completely sure. Is that worth it? Anyway, it kind of revealed to me that my big mistake when I go for these kind of big, games is that I'm trying to do too much damage. Whereas, you know, my Assault Ship still existing keeps my opponent on edge. It keeps him on his toes, and I can go up and get my eco set up way faster than he can. And what's interesting about that is, you know, this is how I used to just always play the game back in the, like, really early days. I was mad about this. This Sandskimmer is going to kill the Assault Ship there. Insane stuff. Yeah, I remember that. I remember those, the Assault Ship days. That was when we were really afraid that this Assault Ship build was, like, the only thing that you could ever do. And I think it's still true in vanilla, right? Anyway. But yeah, so I don't need to attack the main. The fact that I've delayed him this much is pretty good already. And I think the point kind of is like... And there's the threat of air tech too, which is why he's teching Missile Ship Fab now. And so I think the point was like, you know, look, you really don't have to lose your Assault Ships onto the carrier. You can just leave them where they are. In this situation, I'm winning this game, so this is going well. So this game turned out fairly nicely that way, but again, I obviously had an easy win button if I just killed this PC, but a lot of Assault Ship first games that I've played have really lost that way by trying to trying to, you know, poke out and whatever and not really getting any damage done. I'm still ahead here, but very slightly. It's like 40 RUs to 100 CUs. I'm teching Railfab here as well. It's maybe better to stick with the assault ship line and then try to get another PC, get my third base set up faster than him. He has ref mode on the way now, so I need to be building a PCU at this moment, I think. Is that what I'm going to do? Yes, it is what I'm going to do, which is good. Missaturations? No. Okay, so this is still looking fairly good for me. Ref mode's still 40 seconds away or so, so we're going to be on 3 base around when 2 base has been up for him for, I think, like 30 seconds. That's really not bad at all. We have rail fab, so we can get heavy rails, which you can see I'm building one of immediately. And then I think we will focus on getting our base set up there. I think so too. You noticed I got Rail Armor 1. I think that's a mistake. I think just getting Sandskimmer ratings. Oh no, I'm like, oh. You know, I'm ahead, right? I think there is some logic to the idea of when you're ahead, you should press it because you can only become less ahead with time if the game stays stagnant. But this is probably a mistake. This is putting a lot of eggs in one, a lot of chickens in one egg. You know what I'm saying? Because if he gets up onto a third base and this attack fails, then he's actually going to be ahead as I back away. So, despite the fact that it was literally me who did this, I'm not a big fan of this. I am a fan of this composition, though. Heavy rails and skims versus assault rails and skims, the heavy rails should be this composition any day, I think. Sandskimmer upgrades are going to begin. They're going to begin, no? Golly. Putting a base runner too, this is definitely another sign that we're planning on really, you know, engaging our opponent here. We don't want to wait any longer. Yeah, this is probably not advisable. I think it's much safer to just get up onto 3 base. We're going to have a safe game from here. Our opponent had to get anti-air and he's not using it at all. Like, we have a lot of advantages, so trying to just smash the game at this point is probably a mistake. We should also be getting more carrier power. Yeah, okay, there we go. Power 2 is on the way. We're not going to get fleet capped anytime soon. We're at 45 over 65. I'm going to be careful here, though. These assault rails can really pick off Sandskimmers quickly, and those losses will start to stack up. So we do want to be careful with how we're using our Sandskimmers. Our Snad Skimmers. However, it being only assault rails that are here, we can pretty safely push up onto the extraction zone, so that's what we're going to do now. Another base runner is being produced as well. And I think the big key here, really, we have the heavy rails, that's all we need. We just need to keep up the Sandskimmer majority. And we need to keep on the upgrade majority as well. Power 2 is not a mistake, but I think Sandskimmer rating needs to follow. We'll see what I end up going for, though. Second extraction on the way now. It's kind of an aggressive scanner, not one you expect to live very long. I just want to see where my opponent's army is chilling at. We can be on the retreat here, though, because the base runners with heal are going to easily turn this fight for us, as well as it being close to our carrier. But actually, we're taking some bad losses here. That was apparently a really bad fight. Again, the faster we get upgrades, the better things are going to be. He has damage 1 and rating, so he can get on top of us, and he can chase us. So we're falling behind on the upgrade count now, which is not going to be good for us. This base run is also pretty far forward, and we just need to keep him with the carrier, who also probably shouldn't crest over this hill if we have heavy rails pushing on us. Man, DOK music is so good. We've made some more heavy rails here. I don't know if we need that. Yes, I agree. Going rails, I think, was actually a totally fine move, because our opponent had to tech missile ships anyway. But not if we were going to do this kind of, like, timing attack. I don't think it was. But I think my thought was that, you know, we couldn't really do a timing attack if... Oh, what are we doing over here? Well, we're going to jump on some heavy rails, but I don't really know what effect those were going to have on our opponent. And since he has the skimmer majority, now that we're alone and we can't get back to our carrier, yeah, we're going to eat it. Ooh. Our skimmers need to, like, conglomerate back at the carrier, I think, at this point. Like, desperately. Even then, I don't know what this matters. Ooh. Yeah, that's a really bad use of the skims there, I think. Base spinner heal is being popped to keep these heavy rails alive, but this is actually going to stop them from extracting, so this is probably more harm than good, to be honest. I think we're getting carrier blocked too? I'm not totally sure how that's happening. I mean, we're very far away from the carrier. It doesn't seem like we should be getting blocked here. One of these base spinners will be denied. Probably the second one will get through though. Obviously A-Game, you know, he doesn't want to sit underneath the carrier like this all day, but it is good for him to get this damage in. Now at this point, power 4 and all in I think is really the only thing we can do. But there's quite a few heavy rails up, and one of the nice things about patch is that this kind of thing can't work really. You don't get opponents who like have completely lost their army, but then they're fine because they have enough carrier power. And I recognize it, so I start backing away. But the sand skimmers are gonna get all up in my face now, and this is not gonna be good. He has the upgrade majority by quite a bit. He's got damage 2. I don't even have rating, so does he have armor though? No. But his sand skimmer ball is really scary at this point. Sometime I should look into it and try and figure out, you know... Why... Oh! You know what, Shrike? That's a really good question. Probably just in the moment I forgot I had it. Honestly, I forgot it as the caster again, so... that would have allowed us to stabilize. Although, like I talked about earlier, because we did this timing attack, if we fall back, he's got 3 base set up. And once he has 3 base set up and we're only on 2, things get bad for us. So, and A-Game's a much more consistent player than me. Like, you saw me throw this game here. He probably won't throw if he gets ahead. So he'll probably still win there, but that definitely was the right call. No, not at this point. This may go on for some time though, but I think it's pretty clear he's got the upper hand by a large margin. Our carrier can only be in one place at once. Holding both of our bases is probably not terribly hard, but holding the third is going to be like such a pain here. I don't know if it's going to be possible. With the heavy rails up in the hood too, we might not even be able to survive at all, so we'll see how that goes. Power 4 in range is definitely the key here though. That's what we're going to do. And we are hitting these railguns, which is what you need to be doing in this kind of scenario. We need to be rotating though. We need to rotate down so that our back end is facing them. But yeah, I see the writing on the wall, and I will choose to surrender right here, and that will be the Series 2-0 to AGameAnx. A pity. I think definitely both games were kind of throws, which is surprising. Like I said, I hadn't been feeling terribly confident against them, but like looking at this, like definitely this series could have been a 2-0 for me if I just kind of thought a bit harder about it, I guess. A pity. But you live and you learn, don't you?